Hey there everyone, it's Val, and welcome back to today's end of the day tour for Tolkiencraft II, The Labors of Valentine. Right, just figured I'd show you some of the things that we got done today. Actually, I did these off camera at the end of last stream after a backup had happened in case of disaster. But I'll show you these as well. And I got all the Misk food pantries filled. I'm not going to show you all of them, but I will show you the two in the main dining hall so you can have an idea of what I put on the shelves. And then I will show you the garden sheds, and then we will be heading to, well, the central tower, which is where I spent most of today. Right. So these shelves used to be empty, so as you can see we got a selection of raw meats on them over here. And over on this side we got some cooked meats that must have been left over from suppers. And we also have some fresh vegetables and some fresh fruit. I mean, aside from the other fruits and vegetables and stuff that are around here. Alright, so that's that one. And over here in the larder, or sorry, the pantry, the larder is the one with the ice in it. You can see that I filled these shelves with extra potatoes and carrots. We've got some sugar and some cinnamon. And over here we have some sweet potatoes and lots of onions. You always need onions. And it looks like they built up a stock of bread, probably getting ready for the next meal. Or the next day's worth of bread needs. Something like that. I also changed this out here. I moved all the stuff, the sacks to the upper shelves so they look like smaller sacks of the various things. And so you can see it's the flour and the salt and that sort of thing up there. And we have a little bit more cinnamon and sugar out here handy to be used. I also did a little bit of changing here. I put out some dough and a rolling pin so it looks like there's two work areas that are working on pastries. And I think that's about all the tweaks I did. No, I did actually make another change in here. Decided they actually needed extra salt cellars, so I mean, with all this many people in here, there are bound to be a need for more than I had out. I tried different shelving, and unfortunately, the shelves from Bibliocraft, it makes the salt cellars look about 3 times their actual size as they appear on the table. I tried the shelves from DecoCraft, and the shelves were just too big. They're the ones that hang on the wall, and it just didn't look right. So I ended up just putting an extra line of tables right there as a fallback. Now, where did I... Hang on here. Oh, there they are, right there. That's to remind me something I want to do right after the end of the stream. Alright, so let's take a look at the garden sheds. Let's look at the one down here first. This one over here, I looked around. It was after I finished the one up there that I realized, you know, if they've got a garden shed up there, they really should have one down here because, I mean, well, for one thing, you've got all the zoo animals to keep clean and look after, and you've got this whole park area that needs, on this whole area all around the central tower that needs to be looked after. Oops. All around here. So what I ended up doing was tucking it into the corner here with a nice green tiled roof. And you can see somebody was busy raking some leaves. And actually, let's turn out the night vision because it is dark out. But let's empty my hand. You can see we have dark oak tool rack. Yeah, let's turn it back on just so you can see in here with tools and whatnot. And since this isn't something you normally be using at night, there is no lighting in here. Right. So while we're heading up here, let's have a look at the tower, because I did spend some time lighting the stairwells. And already it's making the tower look pretty cool from a distance. It now shows up much better, and I think it's not as bright as a lighthouse, obviously, but it could potentially act that way. The lighting might be seen from far enough away that it would help ships coming along the river to know, hey, you're getting close to a Cassivelto. Right, so I'm going to go here and just go down the stairs to show you basically the lighting that I did. This one here, this will probably have like a little table or something in it. It's not going to be a living quarters for anybody because, well, all the little balconies that are coming off of it. Each of the stairwells has a light at the top and a light at the base, but nothing here yet because I still have to do these rooms, and that will be, they'll be lit in different ways depending on how that particular floor is configured, where the bedrooms are, etc. Alright, so now we are on, if you look here, we're down here at this level because this is the upper terrace. This is the lower terrace. And the lower terrace has been turned into the dining hall, as I showed you the start of it, I think, at the end of the last day tour. At the end, I showed it to you in the tour I did for the end of the day last stream. A little tired. Alright, so you can see that it's a very tiny kitchen, but it is intended, to have a couple of cooks in here working on things. Or one very organized cook, I suppose, with perhaps somebody helping wash the dishes and that sort of thing. I said that twice, didn't I? Anyway, that sort of thing. Now I said it 3 times. Just to demonstrate what I was talking about. Anyway, so this kitchen is done, and the pantry in here is filled. And as you can see, it has a smaller selection of food, and we actually have... I figured they got conkers growing here, and you can cook them into nuts. It would make sense that they would have some in the pantry, you know? It just makes sense. And of course, a light that doesn't produce heat to let you get in here, because you're going to need it, if I can get out of here, need to get in here at any hour of the day. Right, so I'm just going to fly up a little bit to give you more of an overview of the room. So you can see that there's currently at least one family probably, and one lone person having a meal right now. And it looks like perhaps others might be arriving, because we do have a lot of, we got a delicious cooked, we'll call that a cooked chicken. Unfortunately with Tolkiencraft, once you place it, it loses the name. Actually with any mod, I think that's true. Yes, it's Minecraft itself, now that I'm thinking about it. It's Minecraft itself. If you name something and then place it, it loses the name. So we're going to pretend that's a chicken, because that's actually a fairly small turkey, all things considered. And they are expected to set their own plates and look after themselves. And we got some tea hooks over here with tea for extra ones, because there wasn't enough room to put all the tea hooks over on this side, along with the beer keg. But we do have the mugs here, and a wine, some wine, because of course we got the wine rack in the kitchen. But that's it. This one's done. Let's see. I think that's it. We just have to go around and place a few of these, just to make it look a little more, I don't know, lived in. I just like these vases, so I usually end up putting a few around in hopefully unobtrusive places. I think that's sufficient here. I also have to off camera go through the towers, the military towers, and also the shopping towers, and put these in, because I totally forgot to do that when I was doing them. So yeah, but what we are going to do a little bit of on camera is, I am just, for the end of the day tour that is, since I do pretty much everything on camera, but it's in a long live stream, so we are just going to go up, and once we get to the small tower at the top, we will start placing bedrooms. So the next level here. So, and I'm going to turn this back on. So I might be digging into the stairwells here just to try to place, like, make small closets or something. I'm not sure yet, but we certainly will probably have... see, this is actually... it's a decent size for a room. So We might end up putting a doorway there, but we certainly will be putting down at least perhaps a double bed like that, because there is actually enough room for it now I look at it. This one, that'd be pretty easy to do something there. Let's let's put that one right there. And let's go up to this one, because as I said before, this is intended as family living. So you're going to have possibly a number of families. Not on each floor, but on each level. So this would be a family maybe with one child. Possibly. I'll see. But I'm not going to do that on camera, obviously, tonight, because that is a little outside the scope of the end of the day tour. However, I do think I'll get myself out of here. I'm also going to see if I can fit some windows in if they don't interfere with the vine pattern outside. So I'm going to have to be very careful when I'm doing that. And we also have to still have to make these garden-like, which they are currently not at all. In fact, I think what we'll do to start things off, this is a small one, so I might leave it. I mean, it kind of makes sense to leave these flat because they're actually built in the central tower, so yeah, we'll do it. Okay, so give me some murk. I think murk wood is going to be the closest to what this whole thing looks like from the outside, so we're going to put out a couple of murk wood trees. And we'll put one sort of centralized on this, and we'll see how that looks. And then we'll go down here. This is a smaller one, so that's actually the bigger one. So yeah, 2 makes sense there. I don't know if we can fit one here. We'll try. We'll see how it looks. If we put it towards over here, and if it grows, then hopefully it won't get too munged. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Right. So I guess we'll see what that looks like next time. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's end of the day tour. I apologize for being a little more incoherent than usual. Yeah, it's just one of those days. In any case, I hope to see you guys again in the stream sometime. And I want to remind you that next Friday, which is the 30th... Hang on. Just got to make sure. I think it's the 30th. Yes, it is. September 30th. At 8 p.m. MDT is September's patron games for the Vals NoisyToys channel. So for those of you who contributed to me as patrons in September, this is your thank you time for game time with me. So hopefully we will see you there. And for people who would like to join in on these patron games, which currently we've been playing Minecraft Bingo, I would like to say that now is a good time for you to contribute if you would like to do so. I mean, this is totally voluntary. I try not to talk about this, too often. Maybe I do. Anyway, point is, if you would like to join in the patron games, it's too late for this month's, but if you become a patron at the $5 level or higher, then next month, the end of October, you, too, will be invited to participate in Val's patron games. And I really hope to see you there. So to everyone, you all have a great night, or day, or afternoon, and I will see you later. Yes. Bye. Sorry. Tired. I'm going now.